Hey, everybody, welcome to So Many Sequels, your book club for movies. I'm Josh.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm David.
Welcome to the show. We're going to be talking about what we've been watching this week, what's been going on this week, and getting into our last
Who knows
movie
what else?
of the month later in the week. We're wrapping up our month of female-directed movies with American Psycho later this week. So go check that out. I believe it's streaming on Amazon Prime now, if you would like to check that out or just see. I could be wrong. I feel like I saw it on there. Yeah, check that out. Okay, let's get into what's been going on this week. I want to start off with a new show that has come out on FX Hulu called The Lowdown. We've been looking forward to this show for a while. There's 2 episodes out now. And yeah, it's an interesting show. It just came out. It was shot here in Tulsa from director Sterling Harjo. He was the creator of Reservation Dogs. This stars Ethan Hawke as Lee Raybon, loosely based on a real life journalist in Tulsa named Leroy Chapman. We'll learn more about him, but basically, he is just kind of this eccentric, almost seedy level journalist guy who's running around Tulsa trying to solve his own crimes and getting into trouble on his own. What do you guys think? What's your first impression of The Lowdown?
I really enjoyed the first episode.
Yeah.
You know, Ethan Hawke is he just is so good. You know, we did Dead Poet Society earlier. We've done The Black Phone. He got The Black Phone 2 coming out, and he's in this, and he really is just good. And I feel like he's at like max popularity right now too. I really feel like Ethan Hawke has got people's attention for some reason. Like he's just clicked. And Sterling Harjo, coming off of Reservation Dogs, got such notoriety and such praise, not necessarily from awards or anything like that, but critics really loved Reservation Dogs and raved about that show. And so to see something like this that's representing Tulsa in a modern kind of way, and Sterling has talked about this, where he wanted to show what Tulsa is. And he has said that Reservation Dogs was his love letter to the reservation.
Yeah.
This is his love letter to Tulsa. So it's definitely gonna, as we get into it, really showcase a lot of Tulsa on screen in such a cool way. And I'm really excited for that. I think that you kind of had some moments in that first episode where if you're from here, you're like, hey, that's interesting. But where it's starting is interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to go down this journey because I think it's going to also expose a lot of people to Tulsa's history, both good and bad. David?
I mean, right off the bat, it just feels like it's a show that's totally my type of show. It's a little bit of like a mystery is afoot, a noir thing. It's very, I don't know. There's not really a word for this, but it's like it's very rural kind of crime, right? It's like, sure, it takes place in technically an urban environment with Tulsa, but like Tulsa's a small town compared to, you know, your LAs and your New York Cities or your Chicagos. So it feels very different. I think Ethan Hawke immediately as a character is just very captivating, very interesting. He's a very like confrontational person, despite the fact that he can't really back it up physically. Like he's like totally doesn't really have much trouble getting in people's faces, even though he might get his ass kicked. And then yeah, everything about it. I mean, you can tell they really shot in Tulsa, in Oklahoma. It's not just like, oh, the city backdrop. You know, like we've seen Tulsa's skyline in various shots, but it's even our shitty roads. Like you just look at it and you're like, yeah, that's what Oklahoma roads look like. They look terrible.
That's that pothole that I'm so familiar with all of the time.
There's those black streaks of tar filling in all the cracks. You know,
there's a scene set in a bookstore I went to today.
Hey,
true. That's
coincidentally.
True. And
that establishing shot from Magic City, let me tell you what,
I know
they got some good exposure there.
And because Sterling Harjo is from here, all the town names and references make sense. It's not like the characters are in Tulsa and they're like, well, I was just down in Broken Bow. It's like no one's just down in Broken Bow. But he said like,
You're
oh,
telling me
I had
some
to,
old hooey about how everybody goes to the center of the universe to pray.
yeah,
Tulsa
it's
King.
it.
Dumb
But
shit.
saying like, oh, he lives over in Skytook. Okay, yeah, sure, that makes sense. A lot of people live, outside of Tulsa in the immediate after, and like he said something about going to Sand Springs. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like it all fits. So I don't know. Like it feels very authentic while
Does
also feeling just enough fictional to work.
what it does for me that I appreciate a lot is I talk a lot about how people, film scouts, film location scouts, whoever these people are that are coming to Oklahoma often. I'm talking about different productions, obviously, tend to use our state and our cities to represent old old America in some way. Old West, old Oklahoma, but old. And very rarely are we used as the backdrop for modern anything. And so I wish that more productions would say like, hey, you can actually make downtown Tulsa or downtown Oklahoma City look like a major metropolis. But Sterling takes it a step further and says, no, you don't even have to do that. You can actually just tell real stories in real American cities, and it makes just as much sense. It doesn't.
And
Not every show has to be either deeply rural or major metropolis. Like it can actually just work in a mid-tier city.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I do feel like is missing from just entertainment in general. And again, we talk about how representation matters in a lot of different ways. And if you don't see yourself as Middle Americans represented accurately on TV, even in 2025, it's frustrating. It's not near as bad as other things, but it is frustrating. And to be able to bring this into a modern time and showcase, again, our city, it's going to be really cool. And then you bring in great people, again, around Ethan Hawke. You've got Keith David. You've got some great Tulsans that people may not know are from Tulsa or at least Oklahoma, like Gene Triplehorn, Tim Blake Nelson, Tracy Letts. Killer Mike is in there. Josh Vadim, who has been, he does a noir night at Circle Cinema, our local indie theater here. And he was in Better Call Saul for various episodes. And so, it's got really good supporting characters too. So I really do think that as we get deeper, pilots and the first couple episodes are just kind of feeling out 3, 4, 5, however many episodes are in this season. As we get deeper, this is just going to really unravel. Just again, like Reservation Dogs did. It was just so good right out of the gate. And I don't expect anything different from this.
No, and another understated thing I want to say about the show before we potentially move on is really solid music so far. Not like necessarily like a ton of like, needle drops or anything, but like the music is solid. The music really puts me in the headspace for this particular show, so I'm really digging that.
Yeah, the music to the show is composed by J.D. McPherson, who is another local musician here to Tulsa. He was at. I went to the Philbrook Museum, hosted the premiere of the show the week it came out, and that I attended, and he was there and played a couple pieces from it live, which was super cool to hear. But yeah,
Do you play Northside Gal?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a good one.
So again, even the show's music, is good to call that out, David, is like steeped in the Tulsa sound with one of the leading voices of it today.
Yeah, and I do think that is also going to be impressive because I think, I have no idea, but it would be a great representation of Tulsa music to put people like J.J. Cale. Oh my God, I went blank on his name, but the church studio gentleman. I can't remember
Leon
his name.
Russell.
Thank you, Leon Russell. For the life of me, it just left. But we've got some, and the Tulsa sound in and of itself has inspired a lot of great musicians. And so I think having that spread out, interchanged with like popular music that people do recognize that maybe the Tulsa sound doesn't provide, but I think that could be good exposure for that as well.
I'll be really interested to see sort of how this season goes. Ideally, if it gets picked up for more seasons, I'm also kind of just excited, like, okay, how does this show evolve? Like, what is the story they do after this and after this? Like, I really hope that it's a show that could have like a, in the good old days of like the normal FX, this would have like a good 5, 6, 7 seasons, But these days, that's a harder thing to get. But I would love to see this show keep going for a while.
Yeah, I think it would be very cool to see.
How many seasons did Reservation Dogs go?
I think
3.
only 3.
And that was their choice to end it based on what I've understood is that after season 3, they were like, there's not really anywhere else for this to go. The story is just kind of over. And Sterling is a storyteller, and I do believe that he would have, in his mind, I think he already has probably where he wants to go, because I don't think he'd approach it with just a couple of seasons in mind if he wasn't prepared to do that. So,
yeah. So that's the Lowdown. Check that out Tuesday nights on Hulu and FX. Another big new movie out this week I wanted to talk about, I caught this weekend, is the new Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio in his next starring role. Gang, this is the big one. This is a big movie. It's an immediate movie of the year contender for me. It shot right up there with Sinners. I'm like, these are both 5-star movies. I'm just going to be out there with it. Fantastic. It's long, but I didn't feel it all the time. It went by pretty quick for how long it is. It's action-packed. It's funny. It's intense. It's more intense than funny. DiCaprio's acting his ass off, as he always does.
Can I ask, what exactly what's the story? Like, what's the premise?
Let me read you
Because I don't really
Premise.
understand.
from Letterboxd here. When their evil nemesis resurfaces after 16 years, a band of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue the daughter of one of their own. So Leo
I feel like I'm further away from it.
Leo and another character are members of a band of revolutionaries in the United States. One may call them something that rhymes with Antifa. I don't know.
better be careful.
It's not exactly that, but it's definitely in that vein. And they make enemies, as they might expect. One of those enemies is a military officer played by Sean Penn, who is, in the most complimentary terms, fucking disgusting in this movie. He's so evil. And yeah, then you get into what Letterboxd tells us. Their daughter is missing, trying to reunite. I don't want to get into more than that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
But it spans a long period of time.
It's almost 3 hours, right? He said it was long.
Yeah, it's a little over 2.5.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I'm not surprised when I've heard about this initially when everybody was like, oh, Paul Thomas Anderson's got a movie coming out and it's going to have Leonardo DiCaprio. And it was already like, people seemed to be very intrigued by this. Seeing some of the trailers, I've been super interested. It's high on my list to see. I might be able to make it work on Monday. We'll see. I'm really excited, but I will tell you, I have a little hesitation, and it has nothing to do with Paul. It's me. Listen, I went through PTA's filmography as a director, and I got to tell you, he and we don't get along.
No, you don't.
I haven't seen a ton, and the things that I have seen, I don't love. I don't love. I would say, so I'm hesitant, but I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, the good thing is this movie is almost nothing like all his others.
Yeah.
It's very exciting, very of the times. It's very, politically heavy, I think.
Josh, you saw Eddington, right? Another podcast I was listening to said that this did what Eddington thought it was trying to do.
That's exactly right.
Okay. I haven't seen either one, so that doesn't help me, but
if we're doing commentaries on American society today, then One Battle After Another does it much better than Eddington did. And I enjoyed Eddington for what it was, but it was not a home run.
Okay.
So one battle after another, only in theaters now. Go check it out. Let me know what you thought of it. I would love to hear. Okay. Garrett, that brings us to your two. It looks like you did a double feature here. So many sequels double feature.
I did. I went back to our roots, and
listen.
First, before I tell you what movie it is, I'm gonna air my complaint right now.
Air it.
I watch these movies on Hulu, and to not have all of them is absolutely just a tease.
Because yeah,
and I'm
Taken
talking
3.
How are you gonna have only a few of a series?
Mhm.
Listen, and this is not. I've seen it on several different places. So, for them to not have Taken 3, because I desperately wanted to do a triple feature, because I watched Taken and Taken 2. I hadn't actually said that yet. And Taken has become such a meme of itself that I forgot it's a damn good action movie. It is a quick, tight, hour and a half-ish, and it's got a good arc for that type of movie.
Mhm.
And it was so good. And I went, you know what? I remember when Taken 2 came out, and I was like, man, this is stupid. But after Taken, I was like, Taken 2's right there. I'm just going to watch it. So I dove into Taken 2, and that was the first time I had ever seen that. Have you guys ever seen Taken 2?
No, how did Taken 2 hold up?
Josh, you're muted.
I don't even remember, is what I said. In that exact cadence.
So Taken 2, I was under the impression that the mom and the daughter got taken.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
And
leave
that is partially true. But actually, the mom and Liam Neeson get taken. And he has to coach his daughter on how to use his particular set of skills to save them. And it was okay. It was not near as bad as I thought. It wasn't as good as the second one. But it was good enough to make me wish that Hulu had Taken 3 so I could finish the damn series.
Yeah.
But
that is strange. I'm almost imagining somebody in the Hulu boardroom, and they're like ordering movies. Like, this is not how it works, but Taken 1, Taken 2, and they start to put Taken 3 in the cart. And they put their hand on their hand.
No.
Like, no. Nobody should have a triple feature. They're going to have to work for Taken 3.
So we make them pay for Taken 3.
Yeah. You hook them with 1 and 2. And get them over to that iTunes store. Or whatever the hell.
I truly can't imagine how Taken 3 is possible.
Is that where they stop?
After-
Did they stop at Taken 3? Or is there a Taken 4?
You know, there could be a Taken 4.
I'm pretty sure they stopped.
I think it's just
the A
3.
is a 4, though. The A in Taken is a 4.
It just goes into Fantastic Four.
But they were both good. I probably haven't seen Taken since like 2010.
When did it come out?
2008.
That's probably when I saw it.
Yeah.
That's probably the last time I was like, I liked Taken for the most part. Like it was a movie that got by on a really solid trailer, which was pretty much just the monologue, just the I have a particular set of skills monologue, and that trailer made everybody go, hot dang, I want to see what this guy's gonna do to those guys. I want to see how Liam Neeson's gonna kill everybody.
Did he mess them up?
He messed them up good. It's really heavy though, because it's all about like traffic, like human trafficking. And,
Yes.
and you're in some seedy rooms, and you're like, I don't like this part so much. Can we go back to just Liam Neeson kicking guys' butts?
I described it as I love a movie when I don't have to pay attention when they're talking, but when nothing is happening and there's silence, I better be looking at the screen because there's some good stuff going on, and it is good stunt work, it's good fight choreography, and a lot of that is really fun. So no, it's not like I'm not calling it a 5-star movie. It's like 3.5. It is super fun. It is decent and like good enough to continue to want to watch.
Okay. If you say so.
So I say go watch Taken. You'll have a lot of fun.
I didn't put this on the sheet here, but Nikki and I did watch a pair of movies. We did do a double feature of sorts. We watched the Tales from the Crypt films, like the movies they made for Tales of the Crypt,
Yeah.
Demon Knight, and Bordello of Blood. And
Okay.
that was a lot of fun. Those are some really like schlocky movies, but they're very self-aware, so they're kind of fun in that way. Demon Knight I like a lot better. Billy Zane is freaking on one in that movie. So I highly
Prison's always
recommend.
on one.
Yeah, have you ever seen Demon Knight, Garrett? It feels like a movie you'd watch.
No,
Oh.
I haven't seen any of the Tales of the Crypt stuff.
All right, I'll tell you this: you doing your Halloween stuff, you doing your Devil's Night thing, you do. Throw on Demon Knight and just kick back and have fun because it is
Demon
it
Knight
is
and
it
Devil's
is
Night.
very like sticky and very
Yeah.
schlocky and also
That's what I love.
very very much earning of the R rating for certain certain elements. But it's fun, and Billy Zane is really silly in it. It'll make you go. "Oh, I didn't know Billy Zane could be this funny." And then Bordello of Blood, it'll make you go, "Wow, I didn't realize that Dennis Miller could be the only good thing about a movie."
Is Gogol Bordello in there?
No, that'd be cool though.
No. All right,
Anyway.
let's get into some news of the week. We got people have been asking for another Social Network movie, basically since that first one dropped, and now things are finally moving. I don't know if David is shaking his head because he doesn't want one specifically, or because he's terrified of the reality that social media hath wrought
It's true.
upon the world since that movie came out. But Aaron Sorkin is returning to write the new movie, which has been officially titled The Social Reckoning.
I like it.
We have added Jeremy Strong as Mark Zuckerberg, this time replacing Jesse Eisenberg. Jeremy Allen White is playing somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And Mikey Madison from Anora is playing Frances Hogg, the woman who famously whistle blew on Facebook and wrote a book and testified to Congress and all that stuff. And then also Bill Burr and Jeremy Allen White. I already said him, but Bill Burr is circling. So movement underway on this new Social Network movie.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I'll tell you my immediate reaction is I don't know that there's been a reckoning, though. Hey, can you call it the Social Reckoning already?
I don't know. I mean,
Have we
don't
had
know
the
when-
reckoning? I don't
if we
think
had
so.
the
when he's still-
reckoning, we've gone back. What happens when you relapse on a reckoning?
I think the reckoning is more the world. I think the reckoning hath been wrought onto the world. Yeah, I'm glad Jesse Eisenberg is not coming back. I know that he didn't want to do it for him to have to be associated with that character, human being, robot person is unfortunate. And so I'm glad that he stuck to his guns and decided to not come back. I think that the person that I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but the person they've cast in that role is going to do a great job. And I think is a good, 10, 15, 20, how many ages he was in college when that Social Network was essentially taking place. So for this person to be the adult version of Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
You were muted. What?
Yeah. He was at Harvard. We'll talk about Harvard later.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting. I think I think I have anxiety about it though.
I think we've definitely come to it. I think collectively as a society, we've definitely come to an agreement that social networking, or at least where social networking has gone, is not a place that we all love, but we don't know how to unchain ourselves from it. Like, if you took a poll, I bet you most people would tell you that they don't think TikTok is necessarily a good thing.
Look out.
But a lot of people just can't get off it. We're hooked on that. We're hooked on how fast that algorithm hits that dopamine hit.
I'm
that it
intrigued
used to
by
take
that, though,
time,
because I do suspect that the second they get their hands on it, it'll suck.
I would
MAGA.
think.
It'll all everything you get is just gonna be that.
And I'll be like, okay, well, now I'm not interested.
The first post I saw was, China, can you make a new app that's the same? We'll all just jump over there.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, should be interesting. They're going to have to make a new Social Network movie every 20 years or so.
That's not a bad idea.
There's plenty more they could tell. Truly, this
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
even one of the more interesting. Well, I mean, this is an interesting story, but I think they could go into far other deeper stories about real life social media and stuff.
Wait did people start talking about Doge? Wait till those stories come out. Holy
right, like
crap.
a
Can you
movie
imagine?
about the takeover of Twitter would be fascinating.
That would be.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff to think about. Actually, horrifying stuff, but could be a good movie, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah,
You guys see the new Star Wars trailer?
I did watch.
I didn't
those.
see the trailer. I saw the poster.
Yeah. The Mandalorian and Grogu, a
Mhm.
title they have actually kept.
I know it's hard to. It's hard. It's kind of a mouthful of a title.
It is a little bit of a mouthful of a title.
You
David,
gotta have Grogu in there. How can you not?
what did you think of the trailer, since I assume you watched it?
Well, I watched this trailer, and I got to tell you, I've already forgotten most of what happens in it. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a teaser in the strictest sense. There's not. It's not like it gave you a bunch of setup for like story or plot or anything like that. It's just kind of a quick sizzle reel. But like, I don't know. I mean, it looks adventurous. It's got the Mandalorian, which I like. I mean, I like the least the how that show started, and and you got Grogu. He's there. He's cute, and it's got shoot Ripley. Forgot her name.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. That's it.
You're making it thrilling.
Yeah. Anyway, I always a lot of times when I want to say Sigourney Weaver, I end up saying Susan Sarandon. It's just a classic issue of mine, and I didn't want to say that this time. Anyhow, I don't know. I mean, I'm not excited. I mean, I don't know. I'm just like where a lot of people are with Marvel right now. That's where I am with Star Wars. I said this a few weeks ago, and that's just the case. I'm having a hard time getting excited for new Star Wars stuff at this point in my life, and I want to, but I don't know. Maybe ideally it's just really accessible and it's just easy for them to get people to get like people don't feel like they have to have seen a bunch of stuff, but I doubt it.
I feel like I can still get excited for new Star Wars stuff, but this, I argue, is old Star Wars stuff. I don't want this because I feel it is just another season of this show edited down to a 2-hour movie. And I understand the reasoning behind it, and I understand that Grogu is probably the most popular character created since Disney bought the franchise,
Maybe.
arguably. But it's just the 4th season or whatever the hell of that show, which was good. But let's be real, it's dragged on for a long time, and it doesn't feel new. I am way more interested in this Starfighter movie with Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy because that's new. I don't know these people or characters. At least I can have hope for that. This, I know what I'm gonna get from this, which is something serviceable from the Mandalorian universe. I mean, is it Favreau?
I think this is actually going to be the directorial debut of the other
It's
guy.
not even Favreau.
No, Dave Filoni. I think it's his directorial debut.
Oh, well, Dave Filoni has a lot of respect in Star Wars circles. I know that, so maybe he'll be okay.
But I think this would be his film debut.
He better hope it's good, otherwise it'll be known as the Filoni baloney, I gotta tell you.
Because they've put Star Wars on the back burner for a few years, as they should, and I just feel like this is probably not the strongest comeback.
Here's what I can tell you with Star Wars is the fans, like the large group of fans, like the annoying fans, for the last 10 to 15 years, Dave Filoni has been the only thing keeping Star Wars cool in their opinion.
Yeah.
And they are already now a few years now already starting to sour on him. Like they're at the point now where they're like, they got to get rid of him now. I mean, it's like it's really hard to keep this fan base satisfied, I think, over time. So I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to write it off. I would probably go see it. I'm hopeful that it is very fun, but
look,
I don't know.
It's Star Wars and I got A-list. I'm going to see it, but will I have the same, sense of excitement and optimism and hope that I got even 10 years ago from those Star Wars movies? No, probably not. That's a shame. But also the world has weathered me. We've seen a lot since then. But anyway, the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer is out now.
I apologize. Favreau is directing it.
Oh, he is directing it?
I've double checked that. I think apparently at one point Filoni was going to direct, but they handed
Okay.
it back over to Favreau.
Well, I like Favreau, but like I said, I still know what I'm getting from Favreau.
Mm-hmm.
May 22nd, 2026, that movie comes out. All right. David, you want to give us our box office wrap up for the week?
Yeah, sure. You know, we've already hit one of these. The number one movie of the weekend is One Battle After Another, debuting with 22.4 million. It's another number one movie weekend for Warner Brothers, who, as we've talked about before, is having a really solid year at the box office.
Just wait till Netflix buys Warner Brothers, and then we're
As-
all screwed.
As they
As long as it's
circle
not
around,
Paramount.
you got to think. I mean, you got to think if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, do they actually consider adopting a theatrical model? We'll see, because they actually have things worth putting in theaters at that point. Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, comes in at number 2 with 13.7 million. Demon Slayer comes in at number 3 with 7.1. The Conjuring: Last Ride still hanging in the top 5 with 6.8 million. And then The Strangers Chapter 2 debuts at number 5 with 5.9 million. Just kind of looking into next week and movies opening wide next weekend. Boy, this feels too early. But some movies opening wide next weekend. Oh, Avatar: The Way of Water re-releases in theaters. Anemone opens wide. Bone Lake. There's a re-release of Casper. That sounds cool.
Oh.
And
I think it's been 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, opens wide next weekend, as well as the Taylor Swift official watch release party of A Showgirl.
I got my tickets.
Nice.
Ladies.
Out Dolby Theater. For you people.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. Very exciting. All right. Like I said, this week we're going to wrap up our female-directed movies month with American Psycho, which is also nice because that'll take us into So Many Scares in October, where we're going to have a whole month for you. We'll be doing so many Scares versus Jason, I think is
Yes.
what I wrote down. Felt like the best title for it.
I agree. That's a good one.
But it's going to be us versus Jason Voorhees movies every week. Not necessarily, definitely not all of the Friday the 13th. And
There are too many.
not even necessarily in order.
We'll
per
see.
se.
We're going to pick and choose. We're
We'll-
going to pick some good ones. We're going to pick some trash ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can
if
already
you-
go listen to our review of Friday the 13th from
Mhm.
Camp Month.
Yeah.
Earlier this year.
If you have a favorite Friday the 13th moment, scene, movie, let us know. Go send us a DM. Let us know in the comments on Instagram at So Many Sequels Pod, Threads, or TikTok. We would love to hear from you. We're going to be watching these movies all October long, leading up to Halloween. It's one of our absolute favorite months of the year. It's going to be fun. So Many Scares versus Jason coming up after American Psycho. Go subscribe to the show if you haven't done that yet at YouTube. I just searched So Many Sequels, or Spotify. The video is there too. And anywhere else you get podcasts, go subscribe to this show. All right. We will be back next time. We'll see you then. Bye.